Hey guys, welcome. This is Edwin Diaz, of course, your instructor. I want you to watch and listen to me very carefully on this lecture because it's super important that you guys understand this. Later on, you're going to see me using an extension for our projects. Every time I create a project, I create an extension. I create you're gonna see me setting something up like the project name and that test, not that test, but that dev. Okay, this extension here is a feature of Laravel installations. Okay, remember that I told you there are a couple ways of serving our content to the browser. First of all is the way that I showed you, PHP Artisan Serve, which is using the built-in server from PHP. Okay, that means your application will be available in the 8000 port number most of the time. Okay, you can serve it in different ports if you want. You just put serve dash dash port equal whatever port you want. Okay, the other way was using Homestead. Homestead is a more complicated system of using Laravel. It's a virtual environment using Vagrant, okay, and using virtual bots. That's very complicated, and some of you are gonna have we're having a lot of issues. I had that section in this course and I took it off because some of you did not have virtualization on in your computer, and that created a problem. If you don't have virtualization, if you don't have these things here, Hyper-V, okay, installed or working in your computer, it's not going to work. Okay, so Homestead makes sure projects have an extension here. So your projects will have an extension like this. So the project folder name and an extension. Valet is very similar, but is only available for Mac users. Okay, so Mac OS users can use Valet. I already showed you guys how to do this. Okay, so your projects can be available using an extension. So you don't have to worry about this. Okay, I already showed you how to serve your application using PHP Artisan serve command. All you need is to serve your application. Okay, so PHP Artisan serve. Now your application will be in here, 127.0.0.1 port 8000 or whatever port you're using. Okay, and it's the same thing as I have here. Okay, now the little difference is that you're gonna have to turn off your server once in a while to see some data here change. Okay, sometimes your Laravel installation will fail and you need to restart your server. So it's a little bit more manual work involved, but that's the easiest way to start with Laravel. I took that section off because it was super hard for all of you to do that. A lot of you were having complications, and I wanted all of you to start using Laravel without any complications. Okay, so now for those of you that finished the course and want to use something like this, I have a free course that can help you with that. Laravel Homestead, that's the name of it, and it's black thumbnail like this. Okay, but you don't have to, you don't need to right now in the beginning of the course. Don't get involved with that because that can be very difficult for you to do. Okay, so when you see Edwin having an extension here, Edwin from the past having a project with .dev, know that that's what I'm doing. I'm using Homestead or Valet. Okay, now we don't use the DEV because the DEV browsers don't like that extension no more. We use the .test for Valet and Homestead installations. Another thing is Edwin from the past is also going to be saying, hey, I want you to refresh your virtual host or do Laravel Vagrant up or Vagrant this. Every time you hear me talking about Vagrant, virtual hosts, just XAMPP installations and things like that, know that that's what I'm referring to. I'm referring to Homestead installations. It's because we had a Homestead section on the course and I took it off. And I took it off, but I felt so bad because I know you guys wanted to learn how to do that, that I created a separate course for that and I made it free. Okay? So that way you guys can learn that complicated way of using Laravel. Okay? Which is, it just makes your project a lot easier later on. Okay? So hopefully we are clear on this and you guys don't have no confusion later on. Okay? Every time I talk about Vagrant, virtual host, or you see any extension on the browser here on the address bar that I'm using Homestead, but you don't have to use it. You don't, and you should not use it in the beginning of the course. Maybe later on when you become a really good developer in Laravel, then you, of course, it's gonna be useful because you're gonna be able to have a better workflow. Okay, but anyway, thank you so much for watching this lecture, and I hope it was clear enough. And I'll see you on the next lectures.